I don't know what it is about this camera angle, but for some odd reason it just feels like it doesn't work. Like, there's nothing different as far as I know, from where I have my light set up, from the camera angle, from where I'm sitting to the mic. Everything just feels a little bit off, and I cannot, for the life of me, figure out what's wrong. Everything looks to be right, but it also still looks like everything's wrong, and I don't know what's going on. It's most likely my fault for trying to be nitpicky, but that's besides the point. You're probably wondering, hey, why is this box already out here? None of your videos have started out like this at all. And that is because of this. Yeah, that's a bit weird, huh? Yeah, so if you can't tell, this box is sealed up with consumer tape. I won't say a brand because obviously I don't know if it is a brand that I'm thinking of that most people would associate with tape. But the box is sealed, and I'm pretty sure the instructions are inside, but all the pieces are out. So I don't understand what the whole thing was about when I ordered this. The person was nice enough to make sure that everything was here when I ordered it. But I guess I just have to sort through this and enjoy this speed through of me taking apart what's still built together and then managing the pieces. The set that we're building today happens to be set number 2508, otherwise known as Blacksmith Shop. Consisting of 189 pieces, the set includes two minifigures, Kai and Cruncha, the skeleton general. Originally sold in August 2011 in the US and June 2011 in both Germany and Spain. The rest of the country's not specified. I don't know what's the difference between this and any other. It's new to me, new information that we have not heard before. This set was originally sold for $19.99. I purchased this set for $20 flat, plus $10.90 in shipping and $2.47 in tax, leading a full total price of $33.37. Curse you, shipping and tax. If it weren't for you, I'd be paying original price. And there we have it, completely 100% disassembled Lego set number 2508. Turning these pages reminds me that this was one of my favorite, and I don't know why it was one of my favorite sets to just pseudo build. And by that I mean like I would just go through the instructions and then build it piece by piece without having it in front of me. Oh yeah, I should probably build the minifigures. To start off with, we have obviously Kai, the fire ninja, as I mentioned before. Readjusting his head because it was a little bit off center. And in this set, he happens to be holding here. I'm trying to find the right way up. Here we go. That's the best of my ability right now, trying to face it toward the camera. Unfortunately, if there's any light, I can't really tell at this time. But it's a map. Kai is supposed to be holding a map to the four weapons. The four golden weapons, excuse me. I should specify that. You can just slide it into his hand like so, and they always have it. I'm just going to check real quick at the back of this, see if they include it. Here we are. If I turn this toward you, that's basically the map that he's holding right there. All four of the weapons. Obviously we have the fire temple that we built in the last go, just in the last set. Shurikens of ice, the nunchucks of lightning, and the scythe of quakes, I guess. That's the proper name for it, not the scythe of earth. There's the main weapon piece that the ninja's supposed to be in charge of this time around. And what was Cruncher supposed to hold? Ah, yes. The large broadsword? For some odd reason that sounds right, but it also sounds wrong in my head. There we go. There are two minifigures for this time around. Kai and Cruncher. Now I'm just going to push these off to the side while I start the actual building process. Starting with this piece. And how do I show you? By building that direction. Gotcha. The last set that we built on this channel together just reminds you how quick it is to put 189 pieces together and to take them apart. Oh, wait, these are... Okay, in the instructions, this black piece right here looks super gray. as compared to these pieces. So that was already a point in the wrong direction. But I don't think I ever finished talking about pseudo building this. I know I've mentioned it before in other episodes that I used to like to go back through the instructions and just fake my way building through them. This, for whatever reason, just because I think like the pieces necessary for this were so particular, I think that was the main reason that I enjoyed it so much. Now that I have it in front of me, it makes everything worthwhile, and it makes all that time that I did it by myself obsolete. One thing that I wanted to talk about, but I don't know how to wrap into my normal segment of when was this recorded. We're still in quarantine at this time, or seclusion. What's the word I'm looking for? Social distancing. Yeah, we're still doing that right now at the time of this recording. Hopefully the situation has gotten better by the time this video is posted. I'm gonna curse myself for ever mentioning that if it doesn't, but oh well. I'll learn to live with my mistake. As of right now, everyone is starting to shave their heads. We're at that point when I'm recording this. Me, not so much. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and buy an electric razor or something just to cut my hair, whether it be for a joke or for real. I kind of want to wait and see like what I actually do look like with my hair grown out a bit. Beyond that, I don't think I'd actually look that decent going fully shaved, because there are times when I know I do not look good with shaved hair, and then there are times when shaved hair really helps to mask a lot of things. However, the longer that I let my hair grow out, I know that it's going to cause a bigger issue for my face. And that's simply because I've got bad genes and blemishes. Just so happens that for whatever reason, my I won't call it acne, because the people who are out there living with extreme cases of acne, I will never call what I live with acne, because people who experience pain or it causes discomfort, whether it be mentally, physically, just spiritually, I don't know if that could be a thing. I deal with a few pimples and zits across my face for maybe 2 weeks, but they're always in a clump. So say like these are a few pimples that just happen to be on my chin or something. After 2 weeks, they're gone, but another clump grows around my nose or something, and then 2 weeks go by, those are gone, and now there's some on my forehead. For whatever reason, I don't ever fully get away from having pimples or zits, and they just seem to dance around. I'm gonna move this off to the side so I can show this to the camera. It sucks, but I won't ever compare what I have to what other people have dealt with, my mother included. I mean, she's told me stories of what she's dealt with what she had dealt with when she was younger. She feels bad thinking that I could go down the same route and feel bad about my skin. I was very scared at times. And wait, am I building this the right way? You're allowed to be. It's something that makes people uncomfortable, whether it be... Wait a minute. Oh, I need to. Whether it be something that you face headstrong or something that you are scared to let anybody see. Unfortunately, it's just a part of life. I don't know where I'm leading with this, because I was about to say to just know that it does get better, but I know that's a lie, because I've met teachers that have gotten it's gotten worse as they've gotten older. My mother, on the other hand, she used to take loads and loads of medication, and then she went to a different dermatologist after taking medications that almost made it worse at times. And this one doctor, I can't remember if the person was young or old or new or experienced. The life of me, it's been a while since I've last heard it, but she was recommended this stuff called Cetaphil. It's not a sponsor at all, because I know for a fact that it's back and forth. She was recommended just to try it out to see if it would work at all. Within, I think she said a month, these giant flare-ups that she used to have were down to almost nothing. So ever since, not ever since I started to get pimples, because I used to have to put it on even before I had any pimples that would show up. She would just make me put it on just to have clear skin or have any dirt washed away, because that's really what it's more so meant for. Because there are 2 variations that I know of, but I do know that Cetaphil does other stuff than beyond like acne and stuff like that, because there's a lotion and a load of other products. But my family uses this the Cetaphil clear coat something. It's for gentle skin. Seemed to work for a while, and then after a while I just kind of stopped doing it. Obviously I developed a few, but like I said before, it just like moves around my face and I can't really avoid that. Beyond that, the biggest thing that I could probably say about it is any misconceptions, because there is another one for I forget what it's called, but there are 2 main variations that look like this bottle. It's like a fat-based squirtable bottle. And oh yeah, I should probably talk about this single piece before I go anywhere else. Look at this. It's a drumstick. It's a turkey leg. What does a blacksmith have any need for this? And like, why is it with like his hammer? I think it's supposed to be a turkey leg, but I think what it's also meant for is you're supposed to scoop up water and pour it over melted metal in the shape that you want it. I think that's what it's originally supposed to be, but the piece that it is just kind of distracting. About 2 years ago, I saw some post on Instagram saying don't use Cetaphil's. Basically it was saying don't use the one that I use because it does nothing. Lo and behold, there are other people in the comments saying the people saying, oh yeah, I guess I need to throw that out or something. So I speak up and say, no, this is very false information. It's not that it doesn't do anything, it only works for certain people. And the other version that they have, the clear coat, it's like a gel almost, like something that you would put in your hair like for a gloss. It's to that level, but it's like super sticky, almost like a jelly, I would say. My mother accidentally purchased it one time, and it worked for her for a while. It worked for my sister, but the moment that I tried to put it on, it reacted to my skin and it started to burn. I'm not sure if I had an allergic reaction, because I've got a lot of those. I've got a bunch of allergies, but they're mostly outdoor allergens and not like chemical allergens. My sister, on the other hand, she does have a few of those, we found out, but that's more so on the laundry detergent side, so we have to be careful when dealing with that. Where was I going with that thought? I started to lose my place after I was building some more. Oh yeah, the clear coat stuff. The post on Instagram was basically saying don't use the white creamy base that is basically the one that I use, and only use the clear one. I speak up and say I would not recommend that. I would not recommend tossing out this other stuff if it works for you, because if you're like me, you at least make sure that you don't just go balls deep into using this. Unfortunately, I had used it all over my face and I immediately needed to wash it off of my face because it started to react and burn all around my lips more so than anything else, and that's what really scared me. My forehead was fine after a while, but my lips really started to tingle. I don't know. I'm trying to think at the same time as build, so I'm losing my place in the story. I'll let the comments know that there are other things beyond just products that work for others. So I post the comment, yada yada yada. I continue on with my life. Next thing I know, I've got a whole bunch of likes on a comment that I check after like 3 days. I just happen to look at the same account randomly. A bunch of people agree with me that not everything works for everybody. And hopefully, if you were one of the people who saw that, saved you from having a terrible allergic reaction, or you just heeded the words of this other person and said, you know what, fuck it. Oh god, my bad. I should not have pressed down that hard. I was focused on other stuff. Whew. My god. After watching that, I've lost a bunch of my train of thought. Whew. Another topic that I thought I should probably bring up is a series that I just finished. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Campaign Remastered, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. I had a lot of gripes with it in the beginning. I could barely use a controller, and that was mainly what caused all of my anger and frustration. But the more I started to play it and understand how the game worked and the controller worked and just everything, I started to enjoy myself. I started to enjoy the actual story. And then later that day, I go and just try out Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. And boy, if I don't, in the very first match, get a 33-5 match on Naya Palace. Naya Palace. That big ass map. That was I've never gotten a score that big on that giant map before. The most I might have gotten was 12 at most. It's so hard to find anybody, and all I did was just run gung-ho into the palace, and apparently no other enemies went there. So I ran all around that stupid palace, waited at the other entrance of the palace, and waited for somebody to come in. I followed, and then I just continued to make a giant wrap around the enemy spawn. I was the only friendly player, so the spawns couldn't exactly flip yet. And I just kept raking in the kills, and I got a UAV, I got a cruise missile, and then I got what's it called? Not a support helo. I'm struggling to remember. What's 8 kills? Why am I blanking so much on this? It's not that hard. Oh, a VTOL. That's what it is. A vertical takeoff landing. I think that's what it's supposed to stand for. Vertical takeoff and landing. Listen, I'm not a gun nut aficionado. I don't know why I'm trying to make sense out of anything I say. I get a VTOL right off the bat, and next thing I know, I continue to just rake in a few more kills. I run out of ammo in all of my guns at the exact same time. I run out of ammo in both guns, and my VTOL continues to rake in kills. I went 14-1. I ended up getting 14 kills before my first death, and then because of where I had placed the VTOL jet, I kept raking in more and more kills, and like I said before, I ended up getting 33-5. It felt good for that to come in right after playing on controller and understanding just how to shoot a gun. And then I think skill-based matchmaking, yeah, SBMM, what people refer to it as. Skill-based matchmaking, people of your level you're put up against. I only have a KD of like 0.83, and that's even with doing dumb shit half the time. Lo and behold, I continue on trying to do my best, and I didn't even get close to a round like that. I would get cruise missiles, but I never got a VTOL jet ever again in any of the matches that I would continue to play for a few hours. That being said, I continued to play, and into the night, I start to hear these rumbling sounds. Not from in-game or in my house, but outside. It was weird last night for whatever reason. We had a thunderstorm, so to speak. I continued to play, and then all of a sudden, just this one burst of heavy rain comes into play, and then one clap of thunder, and I immediately shut down everything, because there was one time around last year, maybe. I can't remember right now, but I do know that there was one time where I continued to try and play it in a... Oh wait, no, it wasn't a thunderstorm. It was a power outage, and that's what made me lose footage. Never mind. You can kind of ignore all this, but it still like wraps in kind of funnily. So I turn off everything, worried that it's going to short out all my crap and make me lose everything that's on my computer. Lo and behold, that single clap of thunder and that single burst of rain, nothing ever comes about it ever again. Hold on, I should try and make sure that this goes on straight, because otherwise it's going to act weird. Right there. There we go, I think. Maybe like right there? I don't know. It says to have it at an angle to keep this black right here, like, still and flat. Horizontal. Perpendicular. Jesus. Went through every single word just to not spit out the right one. So I turn off all my stuff, and then I walk away. I look outside. There's no rain to be seen at all. So just one singular burst that lasted maybe 2 minutes. So I get back on my game, and then roughly 30 minutes later, I start to hear this loud pouring. No thunder this time, but it's not even like rain. It's a whole nother level of something's hitting my house. It's hail, and like the temperature outside was nowhere near freezing, if I remember correctly. So that's what threw off my family the most. It starts to hail. I don't turn off my game at all because I'm still playing, obviously. I don't want to lose another match for leaving early. So I continue to play. Everything goes perfectly fine. But my god, was it loud and odd to listen to something that hard hit my house. So then it shows to test this out and show this to the camera. If you press down, it should go here. Actually, no, this is the best way to make sure that it goes on right. Damn it, and it's right after you put on these red things. Okay, so you want to test out right there. I think that's fine. It's barely half of an angle off from looking correct. And then that's like spot on, I think. I mean, I'd consider it spot on, but who knows? There are probably perfectionists that are worse off than me. I mean, I know that OCD exists. I'm not an imbecile. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that topic. Seeing how fast I'm just powering through this entire set versus all of what was like the first 2 bags of Fire Temple with the minifigures and the dragon alone. It's really, really cool to see just the upscale that goes into any design. I know I've said that I should stop like praising Lego because they already receive enough praise as is, but it's cool, okay? Like, what else can I say? Trying to build away and upside down is really awkward to try and figure out. I want to say that's correct, but I'm still not. To be honest, I'm still not even sure. Like, I just turned it around just to make sure, and I'm still not sure that I even did it correct. Take one of these, and then one of the Sai. I think that's what these are supposed to be. Or they're just claws that you put on your hands. And Sai faces away from everything. That's not right to build for you. Well, actually, I can always just rotate it. Duh. Why'd I build it, take it apart, and then rebuild what I just... Listen, I'm okay to question it. You can't, okay? Let's make ourselves clear. Let's make everything clear. Just because I'm dumb doesn't mean I need to be told constantly. Except by myself. Then we take this spear and face it this direction along with the sai facing upward. Good. Goody gumdrops. Become one with nature. And become one with one another. Oh, that just happened to line up perfectly with my jokes. Flip it upside down and take this giant alternative spear. I don't even know like what this is called. I used to know what it's called. I swear like there's a proper name for it, but I cannot remember for the life of me. If you remember from me talking about my roles that I used to play in musicals for my school, that's one of the weapons that I was given as a winky. Even now, like, I'm still like trying to remember if that's what those people were called. To protect the Wicked Witch of the West. Everything's coming together nicely. Little however-year-old me is like actually like getting giddy on the inside. Should I be happy about that? That like my inner child is still trying to come out. Which side does it go on? It goes on the side with the fire, dumbass. Yeah. That would make the most sense. You don't want a smoke inhalation. Where does this thing go? On here? Is that where that goes? That doesn't seem right. Hold on, let me put on these brown pieces first. Okay. Oh, no. How did it even come off? What? How did I do that? Doing some surgery this late in the game, and that's not good. Late stage plastic surgery on Lego is not good. Okay. Now, this final leaf. Does it actually go where I think it does? It's the only place that I can think that it attaches to. But it comes off so easily is what I don't like about it. Oh well. I'll live with it. I'm the one who bought this. Close that. And then I bring back our main contestants. Contestants? Oh. Oh well. Here's the main action for you. And everything that you need to worry about. That's the end of 2508 and the single play feature that it really truly has beyond using your imagination as a blacksmith shop. Thank you for coming out, and I wonder if you can actually see any of this action at all with this camera angle. I know it's a bit awkward. I'm still trying to work around it, and sorry about the burps, but have a nice day.